Do you know, there are 3 questions you've got to ask yourself before you decide to quit bonsai. Because I've come close to quitting bonsai on a number of occasions. Well, today, with the help of Colin and Tony, who are visitors to my garden and have got a wealth of experience between them, we're going to discuss those 3 important things. We're going to look over a number of my trees. Perhaps they're going to show me why it is that I shouldn't give up on them and why I shouldn't give up on bonsai. No, it's not clickbait. We're going to have a good look around the garden. We're going to be discussing many of the trees. We're going to be talking to Tony about his experiences over 30 to 40 years of bonsai. And we're going to find out what it is you should be asking yourself each and every time you either select a tree to buy or indeed a tree to keep working on. Now, of course, everybody's circumstances are different and this may not apply to everyone. But trust me, if you don't consider these 3 factors, then, well, I think you could find yourself regretting it at some time soon or indeed in the future. Anyway, let's find out exactly who these visitors are and what exactly these trees are that have caused me such problems. Hi, it's Xavier. Welcome to my Bonsai Retreat. And do you know what? The sun is absolutely shining. You can see it's just reflecting off that bald part of my skull. And behind me, I've got 2 incredible bonsai enthusiasts who, for some reason, wanted to visit the garden and find out why I wanted to give up bonsai. Perhaps they might be able to convince me not to. Anyway, should we find out who they are first? So, can I interrupt you looking at my lovely, incredible trees? I know you're looking at the cobra.
Yes.
In fact, first of all, let me know, who exactly are you? Because I didn't invite you here. You're just coming outside. I was having cereal. Next thing I know, there's 2 blokes in my garden.
Oh,
and they're looking better than me as well.
We're Fenland Bonsai Club members, Colin and Tony.
So it's Colin and Tony.
Yeah.
And who's the oldest between the 2 of you?
Me, fractionally.
Fractionally. Because I'm a bit jealous because, Colin, how old are you?
65.
Now, I don't know. People who know me would say, there's no way, he looks so young. Anyway, I really appreciate you coming to visit the garden. You were having a look at the cobra. What are your sort of views when you look at it up close and in person, so to speak?
Well, it's lived a life, and you can see, but it's still beautiful. You don't have to have perfect roots. That's telling a story. You know, perhaps it was on a riverbank and floods come along and washed all the soil and stuff away from it. It's natural, isn't it? It's got its own kind of beauty.
And I think this is probably, I've said in a number of years, one of the nice things about having visitors to the garden is actually getting real opinions and real views, because it's very hard to show a tree in a video.
Yes.
And you get lots of really useful comments, and I know I do. You definitely think that's one I should keep doing bonsai for?
Oh, yes.
Well, definitely. I think Yellow will be really happy about that.
Yes. I want to know how you managed to look after it all. It's incredible. I mean, how many have you got?
Now, probably 300 are near a bonsai.
Yes.
And development on their
Yes.
way. You keep saluting me. I'm so honoured that you keep saluting me. Or is it the sun?
No, I like what you're doing.
The truth is, this is all I do. When I'm not editing or washing the clothes, I'm the washer lady, by the way, for the house. So I've got 2 daughters at home with me. That's my job, washing. I'm privileged. And in between that, I'll sit there and have a go at the trees. And in fact, you can join me as I do a sort of spring tour, and perhaps you can point out and highlight anything.
This is very nice. Excellent. I like the fact that I like to see figures in among the bonsai trees. It can be a deer or 2 old men having a game of chess.
Yeah.
It makes it, doesn't it? It tells a story.
Isn't it funny? Colin, what do you think? I mean, I've certainly had a number of people who said, oh, don't put an animal in it.
Oh, no, it's great.
Don't do this. Oh, you're making it look too false and artificial.
No, I'm fine with it. I mean, I haven't done it myself yet because I'm only starting out. So
I'm influencing him.
Does that mean you're selling your trees to him?
Yes.
So how long have you been doing it for then?
I started 2 years ago.
2 years?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel after 2 years? Say when you walk into, well, it's quite a big garden full of trees. Does that encourage you or does it discourage?
It's inspiring, really.
Yeah. It's telling the truth. You can tell. It's giving him.
It's a lot to learn, but it's good to have that to learn something new.
It makes you laugh. It's good.
Laughing. That would be my little Labrador, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I've got one just like that at home. But
What, real one?
A real one, yeah, Jessica.
Jessica, do you know that is a fantastic name?
I think bonsai is as complicated as you want to make it, really. You've got to do your own thing, you know, let the tree tell its story.
Do you know, as someone who's, 2 years in now, how would you feel about that as a statement?
Yeah, you want it accessible, and so you want people to.
This is where I'd go cut, but because I'm horrible, I'm not going to go cut. Hasn't he got a lovely laugh? Everyone, put down in the comments if you think Colin's got a lovely laugh. You just get on and do it, and you watch your trees, and you're not trying to impress anybody.
No.
Eventually, they get to the point where you actually like that people see your trees and go, "Oh, that's pretty good." But you know, keep it simple. Don't try and if you want to try a new technique, read up on it, try it. Be ready for it to fail.
There's loads of challenges in bonsai, isn't there? Whether you go in for formal or informal or group plantings,
Yeah.
you know, or the marmy or the next size up, which are very difficult to get right, but you can have a lot of fun trying.
It's just patience and perseverance, I think.
Try all sorts of things when they start off. I'm a firm believer that the 3 beginners trees are Japanese larch, Chinese elm.
While he's thinking, Colin, what was the first tree you got then?
Acer. There's one I dug out of my garden.
Yeah.
And it's looking very nice now.
So it's still alive?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, after 2 years, as a beginner, if you've still got trees that are still alive from when you started,
Cotoneaster.
Cotoneaster or Cotoneaster.
Yes, whichever you like. I'm not a Cotoneaster man.
You're a Cotoneaster.
I've got several.
That and Pyracantha? Oh, they're thorny.
I've got one. I've got a big one.
In fact, I can show you a big Pyracantha. It came from a guy called Joe Garland, and I did a video in his garden. He's been doing bonsai for over 50 years, and he just said, "Oh, Zav, you can have this if you want." And it was a big horizontal Pyracantha.
Oh, yes, I like it. I've never seen a cascade firethorn before, and it works perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to when the berries come out.
Yes,
But it's
that's
just.
all right. It's excellent, isn't it? It really is excellent.
What do you think about the hawthorn then?
Well, I think it's fabulous. I think it's one of the best trees that this country can provide. A hawthorn, natural.
Actually, that's a really good point in terms of natives. I know the Americans go really big on they're trying to do their native bonsai and their limber pines and stuff like that. But actually, I hadn't thought about it. But yeah, the hawthorn.
I got one at home's bigger than that. I follow.
There's always someone who has to say mine's bigger than yours, isn't there? It's just always that way.
But I put the baskets around mine and I'm feeding it very heavily this year, and it's sprouting all over the place. Mine is now.
And I think you've reminded me, certainly with some of my trees.
Get some baskets.
Get some baskets.
There's medium and large. You stick them in and put whatever fertiliser you want in there, like chicken pellets, anything really will do. I'm a man with several hobbies actually. I like my fishing. I love my bird watching. I do a lot of wood carving now as well. I do carve birds, and they're not too shabby, are they?
No, very good.
What's the best fish you've caught?
I'd say a 4-pound perch out of the River Glen, and I fish specifically for it.
And Colin, what's the biggest that you've ever got your hands on?
I don't fish.
You don't fish. So what is it that keeps you happy that doesn't involve bonsai? Is there something you like to do, or?
I'm into my sports. So, yeah, I'm a rugby fan, cricket fan.
Anyway, this isn't a sports channel, but that was an interesting segue. Thank you. Now, one thing I did say, this video is about, I'm giving up. And primarily, it's all about trees that you really have to at some point go, I can't do this anymore. It's a waste of time. I've got too many other trees and it's never, ever, ever going to produce anything. So it's all right to say, I give up on this bonsai. And I'm sorry again, for anyone who thought that was a bit of a clickbait, couldn't help myself. But the main reason I talked about it is I've got 2 trees. One that I've been working on since 2015, which has been on the channel a number of times, and 3 that are actually, I think they're Eastern Red Cedar Junipers that I did a big episode with Jason Hanrahan. And I've been working on them, and really, I should have said enough's enough. And I'll, first of all, I'll show you the one that prompted this video, and it's the Silver Birch. And many of you will know, you've seen me working on this Silver Birch. It's been in quite a number of videos. And last year I went really, really hard and was pretty brutal on it. I said there's no point having, lovely leaf growth way out 3 feet from the trunk if you want it to be credible and believable. So I cut it back and I said, it's going to be fine. Well, if you see images of it now, it looked dead. And this is an example of, I thought, let's give up. I'll tell you what, don't be so keen. Sometimes it is worth waiting, and you know I've got an area where I leave trees to recover. Well, today, because of the 2 visitors I had, and I think it's because of Colin's beginner luck, right this moment, I noticed something on that silver birch that means I don't have to give up on bonsai, certainly on this one. You can see there are definitely a few bigger leaves, and I thought, okay, 3 or 4 leaves, not really enough to maintain as a bonsai. But then, look what it's giving us in close here. A couple of buds, more buds. Looking on this branch here, 2 buds here, and in fact, close in, buds here. This tree is alive with buds closer in, and this was what I really wanted to achieve. And it's done it. And I nearly gave up because I thought it was dead. Whereas the juniper, or the red eastern cedar that's behind me, and was originally part of a sort of, I think it's a low ground cover one. It had 4 or 5 major branches, had rotting trunks. I did a collaboration with Candice and Jason Hanrahan, and we split it all up, and I was hopeful. Well, I've given up, and you'll see why now. It has practically no foliage at all. It's this really horrible, spindly, weak looking growth. There's nowhere that's showing strength, although we have got stuff right at the top. And the only thing I could consider doing is wiring it heavily and trying to bring this down closer. But I'm looking at this going, the quality and the material that I've got just isn't up to it. You know what? It's wasting space in my garden. That has to go. That is the reason why I'm quitting that bonsai. And there are other reasons why sometimes you have to say I'd quit this bonsai, and some of them are pretty heartbreaking, especially if you've spent some money. I'm not ready to quit, but there is definitely a problem with this Japanese white pine. And my feeling is that despite it being in quite a free draining mix, I mean, all this yellow needles, these are all the second year needles. We've still got some first year, and hopefully we'll get buds from them, but there's a lot of death on this tree, and I think it's because it's been allowed to sit in water too much. Far too much rain in this country, if you ask me. Another example of something I have to finally give up on after nearly 8 years is what I call the daisy bush, the impossible bonsai. And you know what, despite all my efforts, changing soil, feeling promising results, or certainly from this one, they have all slowly died off. And I can only really put that down to they do not like the environment, because I do know people who have had success with them. So sometimes you just have to say, I've got more trees that need my time, my fertilizer, my efforts, and indeed my pots. So guys, what's your overall view of the Bonsai Retreat? I see you having a bit of a chuckle and a laugh here in my I think it's apples and stuff down here. But how have you felt? What's your overall? Have you got any advice you want to give me about what you've seen here, Colin?
I'm not a person that could give you advice with my experience.
There's always amazing stuff. Is there anything that you've seen that you think, well, I wouldn't do that?
Not really. No.
What, even the colour of the windows? You think I should go for window sashes, or? And what about the man with experience?
I like the way you're open to new ideas. You've got so many different things going on here. It's unusual, someone that's been at it as few years as you have compared to myself. But yeah, you're very open to new ideas. I like that. That's how the hobby advances. We don't do it. People have got to realise this isn't Japan. This is England. We do it the English way.
I notice you've found the Lord of the Rings inspired things made by Gary Brown, I think it was, down Bristol way.
He's a proper artist, isn't he? He really is.
Absolutely correct. He didn't charge me. He made them specially for my bonsai oak ends. And that's going to be done next week.
Oh boy.
I've got a air layer beach which is going to go on there.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful.
But imagine that as a whole bonsai bench just devoted to that.
This is part of the dragon as well as tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
imaginative.
I mean, how long have you been doing bonsai for?
crikey, since on and off, really. I suppose 30 or 40 years, but I did have quite a period when I didn't have any. I restarted again about 2017 from scratch with no tools or anything, because I'd given everything away. So,
do you ever think that there's sometimes a time when it's actually a better decision to look at a tree and go, I've got to stop wasting my time on it?
oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that a hard decision?
No, for me, it's not. No, to be honest, I don't really like to be beat. I'll carry on to the bitter end, really. I'll only give away a tree if I think it's decent.
So, Colin, I know that you're new to it. Has he given you any crap trees and exorbitant prices?
No, I wouldn't accept them. No, he wouldn't do that to me.
Is there any final word you want to say, particularly actually about my 4-foot juniper, which does worry me a little bit? Any sort of words of advice you'd say right now?
Listen to your friend Yellow, and I would suggest it's a foot too tall.
And Colin, has your enthusiasm got worse, bigger, better?
Oh, better. Yeah, it's been very inspirational. So yeah,
Yes, it has.
it's nice to see good collection.
Fantastic. Well, I've really enjoyed your stay. It doesn't mean you have to go right now, but I'm turning the camera off. So, cheers. I tell you what, there's quite a few trees here I think I really should have given up on and not wasted my time and my fertilizer. But then you start seeing them flower, and just behind me, you should hopefully be seeing a common prunus, and it's got these lovely white flowers on it. You know, interesting movement, whatever. Actually, this is my first ever air layer, and I did it just with common dirt. But it's ugly in many ways, and yet, if you look at the deadwood that we can do around here, do the sharia, a bit of a gin, and every year I look at it, there's something about it that just says, no, keep going, keep going. I think we can all get caught up in that. I don't know whether pride's the right word. We don't want to admit defeat, and it's hard. But you do have to sometimes balance how much free time you've got, how much you can afford to spend versus the reward you're getting. I mean, if you've only got a few trees and it's purely hobby and you're getting the enjoyment for that reason, then do you know what? Don't give up on any of your trees until they give up on you. But for me, we're well over 700, 750, you know, some people would say I'm killing trees just because I can't get near them, and potentially good ones. And do you know what? They're right. But my hobby, my garden, it's keeping me occupied. But this year I'm definitely going to be going around. I'm going to be looking really quite critically at a few of them and saying, yep, that'll go in the disposal pile, or people who visit can decide they want to take them on. An example actually of one like that is this crabapple. It's not the healthiest. You know, when you get a tree and it does that in a pot, then that means there's not a lot of root growth. It was a great big long 4-foot tree, cut it back there, and for years nothing really happened, and then I decided to wire this branch up and grow this whip. And out of the blue, what I thought was going to be a waste of space is potentially going to be a really nice tree branch here. Perhaps grow something out this way. This branch grows, and for me in this garden with the apples, I think that's worth working on, so I'll keep that going. And I think part of it is actually looking and saying, how much time will a project take? I've got one just here. It's an oak that I thought, you know, this is going to be worth working on, it's going to be worth the effort. And yet you look at it, the only thing that's good about it is the trunk. Talking of trunks, that's not a bad trunk. And I've had it like this for 2 years. And look at that. Got a little pencil branch here, a pencil branch here. When you look how thick that is, these two certainly need to go into a growing bed. And in fact, there's probably the option for me. I might just put that in a growing bed and leave it for 5 years. But if you don't have a growing bed, or if you don't have 5 years, then that's one of those trees you might say, beyond my capability. I'm going to put that away. I'm going to stop trying to bonsai it. Maybe someone else would want it. Do you know what? My double chin, I can see. Look at that double chin under there. Ooh, suits you. Another example of stuff that, do you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be continuing. You know, I like to do air layers, and I've picked up stuff from various places where I've done digs. And right here, I've got a hawthorn, which I did an air layer for. And we've got just here great big thick trunk. We've got some nice shoots coming out. It's going to take, realistically, 5 years for any of those to be anything worthwhile or anything near a bonsai. So I have to ask myself, am I able to wait that time? Can I put it in a nursery bed? Is it worthwhile? These are the questions sometimes, especially when we get more challenging material, we have to ask ourselves. Me, I know full well I can put that into the nursery bed and forget it and leave it. And I'm lucky I have the space and time to make those decisions. It won't make any difference to me. I don't need to do anything at all apart from plant it in a bed. Unlike the Silver Birch, the big one that rotted from the inside. I could have given up on this too, but strangely enough, it has actually been responding to the work I did using the Ron Seal outdoor wood hardener, and that entire trunk line has dried out beautifully. And as you can see, I've got some really vibrant green leaves on it. Despite all the odds, it's healthy. It's going to be really unusual, and I reckon next year I may well find a nice pot to put in. Potentially, I'll build a wooden box, because I think the roots are going to need a lot more work. But this is one of those times where I'd given up. Well, in fact, let's be honest, I do struggle to quit. So this one has rewarded my patience. But this is one that I've come close to giving up on. It's a hornbeam. Took an air layer off there, and in fact, that air layer is the one that's the really unusual one that I worked on, I think, in a video quite recently. But for now, it's very hard to know where we're going to go with it. But I'll keep going, I think. I need to thicken this branch up. Sometimes the truth is although we may want to give up, often just leaving a tree, fertilising it, watering it, keeping it in basically good condition, it can surprise you. Year after year, I walk around the garden and I'll see trees that I'd really given up on, and for whatever reason, something's happened, nature's intervened, and I see something. And then that becomes the next bonsai project. I think that's probably why I have so much trouble throwing my trees away. But I think we've clearly seen there's a couple there that definitely need to go to the bonsai bonfire of shame. Well, it's not shame, but yeah, I don't need to be working on them. Another example of, with a bit more planning, I could have avoided the mess I'm in right now, is behind me. I've got 2 air layer Japanese maples from a neighbour's tree. But as you get in closer to both of them, you realise that, well, I put the air layers in completely the wrong position. And though they've got lovely foliage and fronds on them, are they worth me really concentrating any more time on? In fact, I've really only got one more answer to them. And I only wish I'd done this the first time when I positioned the air layers. In essence, what I'm going to need to do is find an appropriate position higher up that single straight trunk and put in another air layer. Thankfully, lots of healthy growth. I can probably get a much better tree than the one I originally got. That's all about actually planning properly before you make a decision to either air layer. And the same really applies when you look at cuttings, when you look at stuff in nursery, or when you do dig trees. Don't waste your time on picking stuff up that, when you look at it critically, is going to take you far too much time, effort than you've actually got. It's not that you can't turn something into a bonsai, but sometimes you have to be real and say, I haven't got the ability, I haven't got the space, or I haven't got the time. And for some of us, that's a hard decision, especially if the price tag is only a couple of quid, a few dollars. So be careful when you're picking stuff or making decisions about future bonsai. So there you go. Comes down to time, space, and ability. Simple, really. Didn't need to do a 25-minute video, and I'm sure there's someone out there who's going to remind me of that fact. But more of that in a future video. I want to give a big thank you, obviously, to Colin and to Tony, who visited, and also, to be fair, allowed me to video and have a bit of fun with them while they were here. Good couple of hours. I hope they enjoyed it. And Colin, I hope you get on with those Chinese elm I passed your way. And it really is just a reminder to anyone who's close to Grantham A1 that drop me an email. And I have no problem hosting other visitors to the Bonsai Retreat. This time of year with the sun out, it's well worth it. Anyway, hope you've got something from that video, and needless to say, finally, we're going to be dealing with the bonsai ents, the battle for Fangorn Forest, and what on earth I'm going to do to try and put together that incredible penjing potting creation courtesy of Gary Brown. I'm daunted by it. I really don't know exactly how it's going to look, but I'm going to be starting it today. So if you want to get yourself ready for it, that's the video to watch. Apart from that, happy bonsai and God bless. Cheers.